How you going, people? Well, they're still looking for this shooter suspect. Evidently, if any of you guys follow Lester and Jamie, they were talking about this. This is not too far from their sanctuary. I'm a survivor sanctuary. Still at large. They're asking for the people's help. Funny how that happens. Open borders, trying to take guns, always saying citizens are the problems, writing tickets, raising insurance, taxing the hell out of us. Now, all of a sudden, they want our help.
And massive manhunt after that deadly mass shooting near Houston. The youngest victim, just 8 years old. Police say the suspect should be considered.
That's the big thing they keep saying. 8-year-old victim. Let's make this about the 8-year-old that was illegally here, that was shot by an illegal, that the illegal violated hundreds of gun laws. He's been deported 4 times. We have an open border with 3-4 million people crossing in a year. But it's the poor 8-year-old victim, and now government's going to save us, and they need our help. Perfect.
Armed and dangerous, accused of killing his neighbors almost execution style. More than 200 law enforcement officers, including FBI agents, are now searching by ground and air.
Oh, the FBI. Those guys are good.
Air for the suspect. But late today, authorities revealed they have no idea where he is.
Well, that's shocking. Who could have... Ray Charles saw that shit coming. Of course they don't know who he is. They deported him 4 times. We have an open, porous border. Meanwhile, the press secretary for freaking Biden says illegal immigration is down by 90% since Biden's been in office.
When it comes to illegal migration, you've seen it come down by more than 90%. And that's because of the actions that this president has taken. But he has...
I mean, they just lie with impunity.
Shooting started, authorities say, after neighbors complained about the suspect firing his assault-style rifle in the yard. ABC's Matt Rivers is in Cleveland, Texas.
Tonight, a massive manhunt and an $80,000 reward offered for alleged mass murderer Francisco Oropesa.
So he's a mass murderer now because he came illegally, had guns illegally, violated multiple laws of all kind of issues, and then shot his neighbors up. And now the government shows up to help and to save the day with 200 police and FBI. Ooh, sleep tight, pesky citizens.
Oropesa, considered armed and dangerous. The FBI saying they have 0 leads, just releasing these photos, issuing a public plea.
We're asking everyone for your help so we can bring this suspect, or this monster, I will call him, to justice.
Oh, we, the government, the savior, because we open the border and we have government fast and furious operations where the ATF is selling guns illegally to drug cartel members in the country. Meanwhile, they're trying to take guns away from good people. Perfect.
The search intensifying on the ground and in the air. Now 200 law enforcement officers searching for the 38-year-old accused of killing 5 people, ages 8 to 31, inside this house in Cleveland, Texas, near Houston late Friday. Diana Velázquez Alvarado, Julissa Molina Rivera, Jose Jonathan Casares, and mother and son Sonia Argentina Guzman Taibot and Daniel Enrique Lazo Guzman.
Anybody want to wonder if this would be headline news on every channel if the shooter was white? Because he's illegal and not white, it's not getting a lot of play.
Guzman, all from Honduras.
My heart.
Oh, the sheriff is sad. Oh.
Is with this 8-year-old little boy. He was in my county. 5 people died in my county.
5 people in your county that weren't supposed to be here. The shooter wasn't supposed to be here. Meanwhile, Americans who pay taxes for freedoms, you're trying to take our guns.
And that is where my heart is.
Authorities say 2 of the women were found lying on top of surviving children, covered in blood. Wilson Garcia lives in the home and escaped the shooter.
Oh, how did he escape? How come he didn't attack the shooter? He escaped the shooting is a nice way of, he ran and left the women and children. Rick, you're just so mean. What other conclusion you got? Women and children are dying, and a guy's in there shooting, and he escapes and runs away. You want this soft, comforting lies?
Shooting.
Nunca había tenido problema.
I've never had a problem with him. I can't believe what he did, he says. It's
Every victim of every crime always says, I can't believe it.
horrible. It's appalling. Oropesa lives right next door.
What does that sign say? If you are... Hell, I can't read it.
Authorities say Friday night he was firing his AR-15 for fun, scaring a newborn inside the family's home.
Oh,
when asked
man.
to stop,
How do we make this a really touching story? Poor 8-year-old dies, and he was scaring a newborn with his mean, loud assault rifle, AR-15, large capacity magazine, war weapon, and the poor child was scared. And the good parents, who were here illegally, tried to ask him to stop. Oh, let's make it everything about open borders, bad policies, and flooding the country with non-Americans that don't give a shit about the Constitution, our freedoms, because with freedom comes responsibility. And when you flood a country with people who didn't have to have responsibility, who didn't earn that freedom, they don't respect it. And the government will use that in order to take away those freedoms. Happening right in front of your eyes.
allegedly drunk and enraged, authorities say he instead stormed the house and went on the killing spree.
Well, maybe if they had guns, they could have shot back. Everybody's saying guns are bad. If they had guns, they could have protected themselves. The cop had guns when they showed up to protect themselves. No, Rick, only the FBI should have guns.
This is a small community where neighbors say that every single weekend people fire weapons for fun. It's the norm. What happened here at this house, though, no one thought was possible, including the family who lost so many of its members, all from Honduras, here searching for a better life.
Más tranquilos, más calmados.
Yeah, searching for, look at the front of this house. Yeah, bring all your trash and trash out the country that's giving you free shit, providing shit to you. Just go ahead and trash a neighborhood and turn it into your third world country. Okay. What? It's May and the Christmas lights are still up? Oh, Rick, he put up Christmas. All right, whatever.
He said the reason why they lived out here, that they moved out here, is because it was supposed to be calmer, it was supposed to be safer, and obviously that's not the case.
Well, then if it's not safer, why are they fleeing their countries and coming across the border so much? If it's so bad, why are they coming here?
Unfortunately not. Matt Rivers joins us now from Cleveland, Texas. Matt, what else did we learn from authorities late today?
Well, authorities, Lindsay, said that the longer this search goes on in this very rural part of Texas, the harder it will be to find that suspect.
Yeah, it's hard to find when you got 3 million people crossing the border. Gee, I wonder where he could be hiding. Oh well, just open the border. I'm sure he'll be all right. We've already deported him 4 times. We'll find him sooner or later. So he killed a few people. Oh, I forgot he killed a poor 8-year-old and scared an infant with a mean gun. Oh, now it's important.
This, as the suspect's wife is said to be cooperating with investigators at this point. Meanwhile, several other children who were in the house at the time of that shooting.
Okay, from an investigative standpoint, the wife may be acting like she's cooperating. They have, believe me, they have taps on her phones. They're following her, and they know that she's going to contact him and lead them to him. But unfortunately, he'll be somewhere else. And then he'll come back later after all this dies down when the next 3 million illegals cross the border. All right. Well, in that there, another opportunity for government to use to try and say guns are bad. They scare infants and kill 8-year-olds. Gun violence. Give up your gun. Be a part of saving children. Whatever. Well, in that there,